Good morning, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View. The new manager's on his way. Martin O'Neill is on his way out. Martin O'Neill says if the result goes the right way tonight, I will break with tradition and I will be walking around Celtic Park waving until midnight to say my farewell to the fans. It's going to be a sad night for many supporters, but it's a new beginning and a new dawn for Celtic as they bring in a brand new manager with a new style of football and a new mindset. I'm looking forward to it and I think that it's going to be a fantastic journey. And I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised. Martin O'Neill said that he's only one thing on his mind, and that's to try and beat Dundee tonight. You know, they beat us a number of weeks ago under the previous manager. We had a great result at the weekend. They'll be flying, so the only thing I'm thinking about is winning that game for Celtic. The fact that when Martin O'Neill came in, we were 8 points behind Hearts. Tonight, we are 2 points behind Hearts. If the results go the right way, we could end up top of the table. And that would be a phenomenal turnaround of events in just 5 weeks. I don't think anyone would have expected us to do that in 5 weeks. Yes, between the end of December, maybe we could have closed the gap. But Martin O'Neill also got Manager of the Month, and he was excited about that. He was asked the question, will your wife be happy? And she'll say, no, most definitely not. She'll probably dig me up about not winning the Michelin game. And then there's laughters in the crowd. Martin O'Neill has brought an unbelievable smile back to Celtic fans, whilst the Celtic hierarchy did all they could last night to take the smile off the faces of some Celtic fans. Yes, late last night, as Celtic normally do, they put out a statement, and the club wishes to advise supporters of the suspension of the Green Brigade has been extended due to safety incidents involving the Green Brigade, including direct threats against the club's head of safety and security operations, impacting safety within the rail seating section. The suspension will remain in place until the club is satisfied that the Green Brigade will engage in the safe operation of the stadium, which is crucial for the continued operation of the entire rail seated section. Unfortunately, due to recent safety incidents and developments regarding the Green Brigade, including meetings of the Safety Advisory Group of Glasgow City Council, most recently on Friday the 28th of November, the club has been left with no option but to close the first 6 rows of the front section of the rail seated section at Celtic Park. So that's the first 6 rows. Have all had their tickets suspended. The closure and suspension will remain in place until the club is satisfied that it can engage with the Green Brigade in safe operation of the rail seating section, in line with the club's risk assessment and the operation plans, which the club is reviewing in light of conduct. In summary, the club requires to take this action following recent events. The conduct of the Green Brigade at the match against Falkirk, when the following incident in the stadium concourse. Around 100 members of the Green Brigade, many of whom took the step to conceal their identity, left the rail-seated section and intervened in a violent and threatening, intimidating matter. The Green Brigade has not complied with the suspension applied to that following incident. The group attended the home match against Kilmarnock FC. The Safety Advisory Group meeting was called regarding the group's conduct. The group has not responded to the club's request in advance of the meeting to confirm that the group will comply with the suspension. And the safety management operation at Celtic Park, including regulations code of conduct acceptable to the rail seating section. 2 members of the Green Brigade who regularly represent the group at the safety operations meeting, which with club staff, approached the club's head of safety and security prior to the club's AGM and directly threatened him and sought to intimidate him. Safety management of the rail seated section requires engagement of supporters in the section in compliance with regulation codes of conduct applicable to the rail seated section. They do like repeating the rail seated section in this statement, don't they, Celtic? The Green Brigade were asked only to comply with safety management operations, given the group and group of members which directly impact the safety. I'm just going to go right to the end because I think you should get a dinger, bing, for every time that it says rail seated section in this thing. But anyway, the club remains open to engaging with the group when appropriate, but cannot accept the recent conduct, in particular threats to club staff. To be clear, the suspension is entirely related to is unrelated. Is entirely unrelated. I like it how they add this bit to the protest of banners, and is based on safety issues, violent and threatening, intimidating behaviour outlined above. So Celtic have admitted that there are concerns by the fans and that there are, protests against the board. That's a step forward from the club. It is a step forward, the fact that they have admitted that there is the protests, because I think we've all been thinking that they've just put their head in the sand and not admitting, they'll go away, silly little boys type thing. But this, obviously admitting that there is an issue with fans, there are protests and there are banners, and the fans ultimately want them out of the club. Where does it take Celtic from here? I'm sure that the Celtic fans collective and the Green Brigade, I mean, this is all a divide and conquer type thing from the board. Divide the fans, and I think it's sad that they've done that the day before, potentially, that the new manager is announced. If he is announced today, or will it be tomorrow morning? Will the Celtic announce him before the game today so that he's introduced, or will they just quietly leave him in the background so that he can watch the game from the stand tonight up in the director's box and see how the team plays, a Martin O'Neill team, and what will happen with Mark Fotheringham? What will happen with Sean Maloney? What will happen with McManus? I think McManus will go back to the B team. I think when it comes to Fozzie, I'd like to keep him at Celtic. I would like to keep him at Celtic. I think he's been a breath of fresh air, a big, huge breath of fresh air when it comes to the players and that. And at the end of the day, the players, 6 weeks ago, the players didn't have smiles on their faces. The players were thrown under the bus by a manager who called them a Honda Civic. Martin O'Neill's come in and ripped out the engine of the Honda Civic and put in, well, he's just thrown the car out the window, didn't he? You maybe thought it was a Robin Reliant after the Michelin game, but Martin O'Neill prepared us for that. Martin O'Neill was big enough and old enough and wise enough to just say, look, calm down, everyone. This Michelin game is not going to be easy. You prepare yourself for a bad one here. Because the way that this club is, I mean, I think that Celtic could have beat Michelin if it was in the next couple of weeks, because I think that Martin O'Neill's turned the squad around that much. But that's coming to an end. Celtic put out your match day guide for today, this evening. Everything you need to know about Celtic Park. 9 a.m, the Superstore opens. It'll be interesting to see if there's a big boycott of this merchandise. I've been hearing that there hasn't had much effect on game day. The Superstore opens for 9 a.m. for someone looking to pick up some match day essentials. The shop will stock Christmas stuff and festive gifts and stuff like that to give you the festive cheer, and gifts from Wilfred's wish list. How about 2 defenders? How about 2 strikers, a winger, a holding midfield player? And that'll do Brother Wilfred. Oh, you're on about the original Brother Wilfred. Sorry, Celtic. Anyway, the ticket office will open from 11 a.m. until 7:45 to assist supporters. There are a number of limited tickets for this match available. These will be digital tickets only. 4 p.m. the sports bar opens. The sports bar opens. Jesus. At 4 p.m. Please go to the sports bar page. 6:15 the stadium opens. Please enter via the correct turnstile. Stadium will be open from 6:15. Safety information, just a match day programme, pick that up in Paradise Windfall. 10 grand, chance to win 10 grand before Christmas. Will you boycott that? Are you partaking in the no, not another penny at Celtic Park? Because I'm hearing different things. I'm hearing people that are saying yes, they're boycotting everything, but then I'm hearing people saying that we went up to get a cup of coffee before the game and there was no coffee, there was no sausage rolls, they'd all been sold out, and you could tell by the bins were overflowing that they had been. It's an interesting time at Celtic. Whatever happens today, I'm sure I will jump on the live. I am doing a pre-recorded for this morning because I'm going to go and buy a second monitor so that I could run off of 2 monitors after a little mishap yesterday on the video. which the videos had to be taken down because it released information that shouldn't have been released, and I apologise for that again. But anyway, it is a fantastic time to be a Celtic fan, I think. You know, no matter what's going on in the background with the board, it's a new dawn, it's a new day, and Brother Wilfred will have his say. Martin O'Neill, let's hope that he gets his win tonight. I think he will. I think that the players will want to go out and give all. If we score 4 goals tonight and Hearts score 0, we go level on goal difference. Can Hearts lose another game tonight to allow Celtic and Martin O'Neill to go top of the table? What a wonderful evening that would be. On that note, have a fantastic day wherever you are, Celtic fans all around the world. I will be on live during the day, so make sure if there's any breaking news, I will be on live straight away, as always.